Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to or watching Not-Stalgia, a podcast you can subscribe to for a low, low price. It'll get delivered to your podcast feed once a month and delight your child with facts about shows, movies, video games, and even magazines from the 1990s. It's actually free. What a deal.
I'm getting a Patreon, I decided.
You're getting a Patreon?
Yeah, but it's just me telling jokes.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Yep, and you can subscribe to it on Patreon, and it's called Katie Tells Jokes, and you pay money, and then you get to hear me tell jokes.
Kate, did you ever have Zoobooks?
No, but I desperately wanted Zoobooks.
You wanted Zoobooks?
Yeah.
So you saw the ads.
There was an ad, and there was a little girl, and in the ad she said, Zoobooks! And that's what I remember. And I desperately wanted them.
She didn't tell you about them? She just said
I just
the
remember
word
the
Zoobooks.
sound of that little girl saying Zoobooks, and I'm sure there was an extensive commercial after that, but I don't remember any of it.
But you never received your Zoobooks?
No.
So am I, for once, fulfilling one of your childhood wishes?
I think so, actually.
Look
which
at this.
Is pretty neat.
This is a very special episode of Not-Stalgia. All right, Kate, pop in the headphone. Let's watch one of the ads here. All right, here's a 1998 Zoobooks ad. See if this jogs your memory.
Giraffe. Children love animals, and they enjoy learning everything about them.
That woman's pants are up to her eyeballs. Amazing.
Mama, look at this. This exciting magazine for children will bring them a
That zebra's face is terrifying.
Animals that do the most amazing things. Your children will meet incredible new animals and read fascinating new facts about them.
Hey, what are you reading, son?
I just got my
Hey, what are you reading, son?
mail today. Look.
A camel's head has built-in sun visors to keep the bright sunlight out.
That's better than sunglasses.
That's an aggressive dad and son.
Oh, yeah.
A brand new zoo book will arrive, packed with beautiful pictures that will encourage your children to read and learn. Fantastic new magazines with captivating animals, colorful pictures, and facts that even you may not know.
You dumb parent.
Your child's very own zoo book in the mail every month. Make Zoobooks a part of your family today. Call this toll-free number now. You'll receive 12 full months of Zoobooks.
12 months with a stunning tiger poster. 12 months for, what was it, 1995? Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good deal.
You'll even get this extra elephants issue absolutely free.
Just think, 12 big Zoobooks that will show your kids hundreds of amazing animals, many they've never seen before. Beautiful.
I mean, I guess this is like just as the internet is becoming a thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you'll see Zoobooks is much older than the internet.
Yeah.
It's, by the time we're seeing this ad in 1998, they've been around for a while.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, nowadays, kids can go on the internet and see a beheading.
But they could also learn about, what animal did the kid say that, you know, has visors on its eyes?
A camel.
Ah.
That's 1-800-213-0100. Call now.
All right, was that it? The little girl at the beginning?
No.
Oh, that's not her. Okay, so that's not your little girl, the grandma, look at this girl.
No.
All right, I probably don't have your ad, but I want to show you one more real quick. This is the one I remember the most. That was pretty long, that one we just watched. Here's the one that I remember vividly. It was on Nickelodeon all the time. It's funny because you and I were probably seeing different Zoobooks ads because I was getting the Nickelodeon ones and you were getting the PBS ones.
The network TV ones.
Now your child can visit steamy jungles, grassy plains, and the dark depths of the oceans to meet.
This is just a big collage of animal videos.
But with that great narrator.
Colorful pages of Zoobooks. The publication.
I always did like that there's a little monkey sitting with the boy reading the Zoobook.
Is packed with breathtaking full-color photos and scientifically accurate illustrations, plus games and puzzles. Today, through this exclusive TV offer, you can
jogging your memory at all?
Issues of Zoobooks
Interesting.
with a
I wonder
special
where your
price of
commercial is.
$95. When you call and use your credit card, we'll include the elephants issue.
They're really trying to get rid of that elephants
You'll
issue.
also get the colorful collection of animal stickers and the tiger
Absolutely
poster.
stunning
So
tiger
order
poster.
Zoobooks today and send learning and fun to a child you love.
To order 12 packs.
I really wanted to order things that I saw on the television.
Oh,
I bought.
Not just Zoobooks.
No, yeah.
You never worked up the courage to do it, huh?
No.
You were such a
Stickers
rule
and tiger
follower.
poster with your order. Call 1-800-441-2400. You must be 18 years or older to call.
Yeah, and then you heard that you must be 18 years or older to call, so forget it. All right, so unfortunately, we're not going to find your ad. You know what? While we're looking, though, here's a 1995 one.
Dinosaurs once ruled the earth. Today, kids pretty much run things, but animals are still...
This commercial's got a lot more attitude.
...can make the world of wildlife come alive.
The children naturally love animals, and they enjoy learning everything they can about them. Here's your mail. Whoa, Zoobooks. Thank you. Mom. See what I mean? Every month, your kids will receive a new Zoobook filled with dazzling color pictures of exotic...
Just like a parrot screaming in the background. Oh, kids zooming through.
Learn fascinating facts, like why tigers might starve to death if they didn't have their stripes. I didn't know that. Get Zoobooks. Your kids will love them. And they'll be learning, too. Look, Mom. Call now and you'll receive 12...
Wow, we never found the girl going, Zoobooks!
Maybe I made that up.
Less than $1.70 a month. Plus, you'll also receive a special dinosaur edition. This stunning tiger poster and these great...
A damn tiger poster.
That's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
800-441-2400.
Call now before this offer becomes extinct.
Wow. Call now before this offer becomes extinct, Kate. You ready to hear the history of Zoobooks, Kate? Let's dig into the history of Zoobooks. Feel free to flip through, because I know I'll bore you with this info. 1980, Catherine, the first issue of Zoobooks was published. It was about elephants. We do not have that issue. I tried.
It was free.
Couldn't get my hands on it. It was not free. I know they started giving it away free later, but I think that's because they had too many left over from the initial print run. So a man by the name of John Bonnet Wexo created Zoobooks, and he wrote a lot of the content. And he claims he was standing in front of the primate exhibit at his zoo in 1980, and he thought of this. This idea came to him. These sort of concise, factual issues of a magazine aimed at children 5 and up. And his thought originally, while he's standing there, was, you know what, we'll put a vending machine in the zoo and sell the Zoobooks. But then he changed his mind and realized, why don't we make it a subscription? Plus, they made hardcover editions to sell to school libraries as well.
Got it.
Okay, so the whole concept is it's a magazine for children, it's about animals. Each issue focuses with pretty specific detail, basically a Wikipedia article, an encyclopedia entry, but beautiful illustrations, you know, scientific illustrations. There's anatomy, there's facts about a different animal. It's been hard in this research to pin down the exact publishing schedule, but as far as I can tell, typically it was published once every 2 months.
Okay.
Okay, for their first few years, and then in 1985, it became monthly. In the first year, 1980, only 2 issues came out. I presume that's because they started later in the year, and that was Elephants and Birds of Prey. 1981, we get snakes, orangutans, big cats, apes, and animal babies, which sounds like a great issue. 1982, bears, giraffes, and horses. 1983, whales, sharks, penguins, little cats, koalas, endangered animals, and animal wonders, whatever that one was. 1984, alligators and crocodiles, animal champions, camels, ducks, geese, and swans. Insects, volumes 1 and 2. Nocturnal animals, pandas, parrots, rhinos, and wolves. 1985, wild dogs, turtles and tortoises.
Ooh, wild dogs.
Tigers, spiders, skunks, otters, and other, what, do you know this word? Mustelids? What is a skunk considered?
A mustelid.
Mustelid? We have the version where they changed the name to Skunks and Their Relatives, because this original title from 1985 was too confusing.
That's a skunk's cousin.
Seals, sea lions, and walruses. Polar bears, owls, eagles, dinosaurs, deer, moose, and elk. And then what they realized in 1985, they go, hey, it's a lot to fill the year with these. Why don't we reprint an issue that we previously printed? Who's gonna know? You know, a kid subscribed for a year, they probably don't renew, who knows, they probably won't realize, ooh, is this, hold on, I'm interrupting myself, is this how to make a monkey...
chimpanzee craft.
Yeah, chimpanzee paper bag puppet, maybe we should, I would make that.
Oh, should we spread out a bunch of newspaper all over our home, a la your parents?
And create a big messy craft? No, because I don't want the mess, a la my parents. And so basically what happens is, starting in 1985, they'll make a few issues, new ones every year, but then they'll fill the rest of the schedule with republishing. In 1991, they completely stopped making new issues entirely, and it was all reprints. And we're looking at the versions from the mid to late 90s. It's a genius...
model.
Yeah, business tactic here. You know, this guy, John Bonnet Wexo, he like put together a team of writers and illustrators. They put together a bunch of issues, and they made a lot, you know. I think there's different numbers that are floating out there on the official website and different places. As far as I can tell, it seems like there's about 58 unique issues that were made in the 80s. And from then on, they just republish, you know, those 58. You only get 12 a year anyway, so like it would take a kid a really long time to acquire all of them. By then, you probably outgrew it or whatever, so pretty clever. But I wanted to bring this to your attention because, one, I had a suspicion it would be some nerdy, boring stuff you would have been interested in as a kid,
so
which
true.
We don't usually cover. 2, I never had these. I didn't even really want them that much, but I'm still really nostalgic for them.
You had like Chimp Blaster and stuff. And these fake games
like a video
that you
game.
would play, yeah. I was just at your house for the holidays, and you made me watch all of these DOS games
Oh.
You and your dad would play. It was like Santa smacking an elf. And like people spitting on each other and dogs sniffing each other's butts. That was your culture.
These are the Nickelodeon click-a-majigs, which are little computer programs. We'll have to do an episode on those. That was my culture, and your culture was Zoobooks, Nova, PBS.
I'd like to know.
Wishbone.
Zoobooks. Say it right.
But Zoobooks, but me and everybody else our age, we're nostalgic for this, whether we had them or not. You didn't have them either. It's just the commercials were on incessantly. It was crazy. So here are the 4 issues that I've acquired, Kate. We have Skunks and Their Relatives. We have, what's the one you're looking at right now? Chimpanzees and Bonobos.
Cool.
We got the classic Tigers issue, and we have Polar Bears here.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you also order the stunning tiger poster
Well,
for
Kate,
our walls?
See that white paper underneath the magazine?
Oh my God! Is it the stunning tiger poster?
Flip it over. Make sure the camera. Make sure the camera can see it.
I'm so excited.
That poster we all wanted as children.
I really wanted the stunning tiger poster as a kid.
Lay it out.
Oh my God! It is stunning.
All right, Kate. So the tiger poster. Some info on this. This is impossible.
It's just moist.
Oh yeah, it's a tiger in water. I never realized that because the commercial is so low fidelity on home TV.
It just looks like it's printed on like a home printer.
Well, I printed it at Staples. The original poster is super.
You printed this for me?
I did, Kate. Aww. It's super hard to find. So I looked into it, and there are people. I don't know if you know this, Kate. You know how sometimes you make fun of me because I'm like on the internet trying to find Zoobooks for sale and stuff, and you're like, why would anybody do that? There are people even deeper in it than me who who want that real Zoobooks stunning tiger poster. It's really hard to find. I didn't even find one for sale, so I don't know where you would begin. However, luckily, an artist on Twitter named Colin McNulty, at ColinM_art on Twitter, he made this as a high-resolution sort of modern version, like a recreation. It's not perfectly authentic, but it's in higher quality, and he just basically gave you instructions on, here's what size you should print it at. Ours is a little smaller because the Staples needs to be 1 inch bigger in both directions, but still pretty good.
Thanks, Colin M.
Yes, Colin M. came in clutch. The real poster doesn't look exactly like this. It has this picture, but then it has like a border with Zoobook covers kind of in like low...
Oh, this is much more stunning.
Yes, I agree. It's very stunning, right? I love how this looks.
Colin M, your work is stunning.
Colin M is just killing it. For some reason, it's at ColinM_art, but also his display name says Papercraft Pangea. Why don't you relive your child here, flip through the Zoobooks, find some interesting facts. While you do, I want to do my last bit of info, and then I'll leave you alone, which is about John Bonnet Wexler, the creator, because I was trying to do a deep dive on him, and his story is pretty interesting, and I think it should be told, and it doesn't seem... This is probably the first time ever in the history of this podcast where no one else has told this guy's story online. It was really hard to find info. I feel like I'm breaking the news here.
Guys, here we are.
Here we go. Groundbreaking journalism. Ready?
We're doing it.
Most of this information comes from his obituary, which was published in the Buffalo Bulletin, which is a local newspaper in Buffalo, Wyoming, where he finished his life. From December 19th, 2010, that obituary was published. Ready?
I got some facts for you. Want to see some of these mustelids? Wolverines are the largest mustelids living on land. That's all.
That's your fact.
Oh, weasels are the smallest mustelids. I really like a weasel. I actually think that if I were an animal, I would probably be a weasel or a marten. Look at it.
A marten actually is really cute.
See?
I don't know much about them. Well, they look like weasels with long bushy tails, but instead of running along the ground looking for mice, they dart over tree branches and hunt squirrels. The marten's long bushy tail helps it balance as it scampers through treetops.
See? It's a mustelid.
So John Bonnet Wexler, oh my god, I keep calling him Wexler. So John Bonnet Wexo, he's born 1939. He graduates Harvard with a master's in arts. I don't know what that means. It's not very specific. Maybe in like the 50s when he graduated.
Something that you would do in the 50s,
right.
Yeah.
He worked at a small theater near Boston where he was the managing director and a playwright. His obituary claims that during this time he wrote episodes of the 1960s TV show Mission Impossible, but I checked the credits for every single episode of that show and I can't verify the claim. But then in the 60s, he gets hired as an advertising executive in the Boston area, which sounds very Mad Men-esque to me, right? So you got this guy Wexo, he's doing advertising in and near Boston. Some of the companies he worked on ad campaigns for include Time Life magazine, see where this is going?
Ooh.
The Smithsonian, and educational films and textbooks for schools. He also just had this natural interest in science and the natural world. During this time he edits some coffee table books for SeaWorld publications.
Ooh.
So it seems like all of his interests aligned perfectly in 1980 when he created Zoobooks. He had experience writing, he had experience studying and being interested in nature and animals, And the main thing is his advertising experience, especially for magazines.
Sure.
He founded Zoobooks, he wrote for it, and he was in charge of the advertising. All those ads we saw over and over again, that's because he was a madman.
A genius.
Back in the 60s, and he was doing it through the 80s and 90s and early 2000s.
Wacky.
So that's why this is a success. It's more of an advertising story than a book story, a magazine story, I think.
Wow. When did he die?
In 2010, he was 71.
What
He
did
died
he have?
after a battle with leukemia.
That's sad.
His wife, who survives him, she started the John Bonnet Wexo Foundation in his honor in 2010, but it seems to be defunct now. But also, real quick side story, the two of them, in 1997, him and his wife, they bought this old hotel in Wyoming called the Occidental Hotel, which has been around since the 1880s. It's like an Old West hotel, and they fixed it up. It seems like she might still run it to this day. I can't quite find any more info. Want to go to the Occidental Hotel, bring our Zoobooks?
Listeners, if you want us to go to the Occidental Hotel, send us some money.
Send us cash payments, unmarked bills in an envelope.
Yep.
Untraceable.
Yep. Just like you're paying for a Zoobook.
Also, he became a sculptor and has lots of great sculpts of animals.
That's
towards
great.
the end of his life.
Sculptures. He has sculptures of animals.
Not sculpts. All right, Kate. Let's look at some facts.
Look at this. Look at this mustelid. It's ripped.
It is cool to see them without their skin and
They're
to
the
see their
strongest
skeletons.
of all mammals for their size. Look at it.
I like these pictures where animals seem to be
they
battling.
fight each other.
So
Amazing.
it's a weasel versus what?
A rat. Wow, they sometimes enter the burrows of large, vicious rats and attack them. This is the largest and most dangerous rat of all, if you're wondering. I like that one. Oh, otters, they're fine. I don't like them.
Oh, is an otter related to a skunk?
They're a mustelid,
They're
Tyler.
both mustelids? Are we saying that right?
Mustelid.
Have you ever heard that
Look
word
at this
before?
little honey badger.
Oh, the honey badger is a mustelid too?
Yeah, see? This guy was writing about honey badgers before it was cool. Look at this man.
Wow, look, a guy.
He's being attacked by a wolverine. I really like the mustelid energy. I feel like they would bite you. We got otters, they'll bite you. Oh, look at this little baby. I like mustelids. That's what I've learned from this.
Mustelids.
All right, mustelid. We're
See,
right.
I
Okay,
told
good.
you. We got tigers. I like how mad they all look. I like that they've gone through no effort to make these animals look like cute.
Yeah, I mean, this is a scientific endeavor, you know?
I like how muscly they are. I like when they take all their skin off, make them muscly.
You're right. I do like that they're not here to sugarcoat this.
These tigers fighting a bear.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Why is that kid eating all those burgers? What is that?
Oh, he's at Donald Trump's White House.
A tiger can eat 100 pounds of meat in one sitting. Got it. Yeah. It'd be the equivalent of a 10-year-old eating 40 burgers.
How to tell their body language. If you're that close, it's over.
If you can see which way its tail is moving, you're already dead. Even if it is up in a friendly position.
This one's legs don't look quite right. You know what's interesting? So in this one, in the tiger issue, there's no activity page, and same with the mustelids. But in the chimpanzee edition...
Mustelids.
Sorry.
In the chimpanzee edition, there's a whole back page of like, here's how to be a scientist in your backyard. Stalk an animal and make notes about it. Write it in your journal. So do you want to know the list of things you can put in your journal about wildlife that you might see?
Enlighten us, Kate.
What does the animal do during the day? At night? What other animals live around it? How does it interact with those animals? What does the animal eat? How does it get its food? When does the animal sleep? Does it have babies? If so, how does it take care of them? When are you going to school?
Kate, you don't need to go to school if you're studying the animals in the wild like this.
I like when they really lay the guilt on thick right here about like how chimps get captured, and it's like, this is not good.
Oh no, they have a little chimp performing in like a clown outfit. Hey, I didn't realize there, the activity page, it's completed.
Yeah.
Look, whoever had this first, yeah, they did it. They found all the words. That's funny.
I don't know why. Just the polar bear without their skin is
Ooh,
hilarious.
that one's not just without its skin. They've done like a weird cross-section.
Cross-section.
It's like got some skin.
Well, it's important to talk about its fat. You can write a polar bear poem. Parents and teachers, you can try these activities with young children. Oh, and here's some hot websites.
Tyler W. from Ohio recommended this exciting site about the San Diego Zoo. SanDiegoZoo.org. Wolf.org. Those were the days, Kate, when you could just get that address because no one was on the internet.
This little baby polar bear. I don't like it. This polar bear, he's on fire.
So, how was your Zoobooks experience?
It was pretty fun. Thank you for purchasing these for me. Can we recycle them now?
Oh, I mean, we can give them to like a child we know.
Oh, I guess.
Just to let you know the end of the Zoobooks story, which actually doesn't have an end, but Like I said, they stopped making new issues in 1991, but they continue to reprint them. Obviously, most of ours here, or about half of ours here, are from 97, from when around the commercials we watched were out. But Zoobooks was acquired by the National Wildlife Foundation in 2018. As of this year, 2023, you can still subscribe. You get 9 issues a year for $15. So, you know, still around. They're still republishing these ad nauseum forever. There's a little nostalgic piece of childhood. Do you think you would have liked them as a kid, seeing them now? Is it everything you dreamed of?
Yeah, I think I would have really liked these.
Did you like?
As a kid. I would have read these cover to cover.
You like scientific drawings? Would you have liked that and those muscly illustrations?
I really would have.
The picture's good. Would you have done the activities, do you think?
Definitely.
That interested you? You were an activity book kid? All right, Kate. Well, thanks for checking them out. I'm glad we could both finally fulfill our curiosity about Zoobooks.
I know, me too.
Here we are. Everybody out there, tell us what to watch next. Tell us what to do next, what to investigate. This was an unusual episode. We've never covered a magazine before, but there are other magazines out there. This opens the doors. If anybody has issues of Nickelodeon magazine, please get in touch, Not-Stalgia@AOL.com, or leave a comment on this YouTube video if you're watching, or find us on social media. I want Nickelodeon magazine. I want to do this for that. Something Katie will not enjoy as much. Sorry, Kate.
It's the story of my life.
Can you believe Nickelodeon had a magazine?
No.
All right. They encouraged reading. All right, guys. Subscribe. Tell us what to do next. Get in touch. I don't know. Leave a review. Whatever.
I can't believe the words that are coming out of my kids' mouths.
We'll see with their ears. It's called echolocation.
Zoobooks is a monthly magazine for kids about wildlife. Filled with fascinating facts and incredible pictures.
Honeybees fly almost as fast as humans walk.
They make the world of wildlife
come alive.
Call 800-327-8000 and get 12 issues of Zoobooks for $19.95. Get this special Elephants edition and Kids Growth Chart free with your paid order. Call 800-327-8000. You must be 18 or older to order.